Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga and You. My name is Joshna, and today's practice we're going to see connect an emotion with an asana practice. Love is the most important emotion in our lives, and it actually lifts us up. And how do we explore this emotion through an asana practice? Let's try to get and understand what this emotion is. Love is actually, if you start, when you're in love and you feel loved, you actually feel expansion in your heart. You feel like you can do everything in this world and you feel so light. So this expression of the emotion comes from your heart space, and this heart space also called the pranasthana, which is the space of life energy, or let's say chi energy, like they say in Chinese. It's the life force which is present in our body for all the physiological functions. Then imagine if you had so much love in your heart, you're gonna stay healthy all through your life. But what are these things which is stopping us from being fully absorbed or being in love? There are a lot of conditioning we have in our minds. So this conditioning stores in our physical body as stress, and then makes you also slowly shrink in. If you actually see, if you're in fear or when you're a little sad, you actually start to round your shoulders and you go in like you feel depressed. So the moment you start working on that physically, opening the muscles, opening the joints, and also the inner nadis, to open up and let the energy flow in your chest, that means you already can feel a little bit more open towards the world's ideas and thoughts, and you can be more in love with yourself and with everybody around you. So without further ado, let's begin our practice and explore this emotion called love through asana practice. And we're going to open our chest area and breathe through it. We're going to set an intention. Whenever you go into a posture, when you inhale, you feel that you're taking in all the love from around and going into the posture. And when you exhale, you throw out all that hatred and negative energy you have stored up inside your body. Just try it with an open mind. Don't think too much right now. Just feel the breath, feel that movement, and I'm sure at the end of the class you'll feel more love for yourself and for others. So let's begin our practice. So let's bring our palms on the floor directly below your shoulders, and then you drop your knees directly below your hips. So you stay in a very comfortable position. If you feel your knees hurting when you're doing this posture, make sure you place something under your knees like a blanket or a cushion. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your chest up and feel the breath going into your heart space. Exhale, you drop your chin down, head down towards the floor. Inhale, feel the love around you and keep an open mind. Let go of all that things which is stopping you. Exhale and round your back. Inhale again, one more time, open your chest. Feel the breath going into your lungs. Exhale, you round your back. Now, the next movement we're going to do is we're going to try to open up your heart towards the sky. Now, inhale. The intention is to reach to the skies with your left arm. Opening your heart and looking up. Exhale, you come back down, and then you go with the right hand. Inhale, open your right hand up. Open your chest towards the sky. Exhale, come down. Inhale, open up. The more we have love, we feel one with the whole world. The more we have hatred, we develop this ego and separate ourselves from the outside world. So let's open our chest and feel how beautiful it is to really connect with the nature. Stay here for a few breaths. Allow the chest to lift. Don't shrink in. Lift up, open the chest. Look up if you can. If you can't, look forward. Stay here and breathe. 3, 2. As you exhale, you come back down, and you're going to lift your right hand up. Open your chest, looking up as much as you can. Breathe here. Whatever fear, anger, sadness, anything you have inside you, let it go with your exhalation. Fully out. And exhale, you come back. Fantastic. The third movement from here, we're going to child's pose. Child's pose is a very integral part of an asana practice. It allows us to go back into that safe corner. So now we go into pushing the hips back to your heels, dropping the head down. Some of you might feel this can be a little difficult, so I would request you to use a block or even 2 blocks to sit in child's pose. So you can feel
that you're not hurting your knees. At the same time, you get a nice stretch in your lower back. Now from here, you're going to reach forward towards the floor. Inhale, lift up in Bhujangasana. Exhale, you go back again into child's pose. This can be a little tricky for you to push back. If that's not happening, you come forward, lift in Bhujangasana, exhale, lift your hips up and then push into child's pose. So you're going to try to reach your chest down towards the floor and lift your chest up in Bhujangasana. Exhale, you go down and see if you can push your hips back and down. If this is not happening, you go down, lift your hips and then push your hips back. We'll do this one more time. Exhale and inhale, come forward, lift your chest, Bhujangasana, open up. Exhale, push back into child's pose. Now coming back to our safe spot, dropping the head down, staying here for 5 breaths. Surrender. Whatever is going on in your system right now, let it go. Breathe out fully and completely. Now as you inhale, you'll come back. The next movement is going to be a little bit more reaching to the skies. So what we'll do is, starting from the floor, inhale, you'll push forward, straighten your arms, come up in upward facing dog. So an upward facing dog, finally it looks like this, but eventually you can get there. But start with your thighs on the floor, bend your elbows, push your chest up, look up. If this is comfortable, lift the knees off and try to breathe here. And if this is comfortable, you lift your head up. Now from here, you exhale, lift your hips up and push back into downward facing dog. So here, if you feel this is not easy for me, you can place 2 blocks, one for each arm. You stay in downward dog here and slowly drop your knees down, push your hips down, press your arms on the block, lift your chest up. If this is getting easier, try to keep your legs slightly closer and then lift your knees up and lift your chest up. Now exhale, you push. If this is difficult to lift with your toes like that, tuck your toes and then push back. One more time. Drop your knees. You're going to open your chest towards the sky. You're going to fly up with all that love you have. You're going to connect to the whole of the universe. Lift your chest. Exhale. Push back into downward dog. Fantastic. Now you drop your knees down and rest in child's pose again. If you feel child's pose is difficult for you, please use the block like I did before. Head down. Breathe here. Now slowly inhale, you'll come back and sit up. So the last asana we're going to do is to really open the shoulders, because when I talk about love, we're talking about the chest muscle, which is your pectoralis major and minor, which is going to become very short if you are in a state of stress, shock, fear, sadness, anything. Immediately you do this. So what happens? The pecs shortens. So to that open up, we're going to do something with the help of the floor and the block. It's one of the most beautiful stretches, but also know your limitation, how much you can push your body and stop there, because it can be very tempting to go deeper into this posture. Now, I'm going to lie on the floor. So you don't need the blocks for this, unless until you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, which I'll show you later. So you're going to lie down on the floor with the forehead. Keep your left hand on the floor. So right arm is going to be like this, stretched out on the other side. Now from here, you're going to push your chest up. You're going to lift your left leg and place your left leg behind your right thigh. So in this position, you try and drop your head down. Close your eyes. You will feel a nice stretch in your right side pecs already. If you feel this is not enough, you lift your left hand up. Allow your left arm to fall back. And close your eyes and breathe here. You will feel a nice opening in your chest. You feel like the entire chest is fully ripping open, and you feel that in your breath. So some of the times when you do this, you feel a little bit difficult to breathe. So I would like you to consciously push the air into your lungs 3 times. If this is easy for you, I would suggest you take a block and try to lift the hand up, and at the weight of the block, drop your hand back towards the floor. But this is an advanced variation. Not everybody want to do it or can do it. So try and see if this is what you want. Now as you exhale, you come back, and you're going to repeat on the other side. You're going to go down. The key is to really place the hands on the floor, and then you're going to go to the other side. Your right leg behind, and then you take your right hand up, allow it to go back. Don't let it go here, but rather towards the other hand. You focus on your breathing. Feel how your chest and shoulders are opening for a few breaths here. Whatever you have about the world and the conditioning in your own mind, let it all go. Focus on just breath. Let the breath bring in all the new thoughts, all the openness. Now slowly you come back again and release the hand. You can use the block if you'd like to, and then push yourself back and go into your safe space, the child's pose. So everybody in the world wants to feel loved. Everybody wants to experience this emotion, but we are not allowing ourselves to explore it completely. So this practice will bring an intention, and slowly you come up. So I'm not going to tell you by just this practice you'll feel super loved and feel comfortable, but at least you'll have the awareness of what's going on in your heart space. The moment you are aware of it, then you can explore it more. Opening of chest series, we're going to explore in depth what are the stored emotions we are holding on to in our lives and not letting go. So this can be a little bit more on an emotional side. You might feel like you are pushing boundaries, and actually it's actually difficult, in our life when we try and get to a place where we feel that is not comfortable, we start to run away from there and we don't really face the situation, right? So here all these asanas are going to be like that, a little bit more from your comfort space. It's going to take you to an uncomfortable place, but just keep breathing. Hold your breath like your life, that's actually is life. So keep breathing, hold on to your breath practice, and just keep pushing a little bit more, and you will feel more comfortable once you're on the other side. So until then, let's just try to stay with our breath and just feel the breath and to flow through this practice. Let's get started. We're going to come on all fours. It's going to be a little flowy kind of a practice. So if you feel you want to practice some more warm up before, you can do it before and come back to this practice. Now inhale, lifting your chest, you arch your back, open up. As you exhale, you round your back, chin to your chest. Inhale again, one more time, breathe in. Exhale, round your back, chin to your chest. Last time, inhale, open your chest, fill that chest with love. As you exhale, round your back, chin to your chest. Now from here, you're going to inhale. As you exhale, you go down. Inhale, arch your back, open your chest, look up. In cobra, exhale, tuck your toes, lift up into downward facing dog. Drop your head down, feel the stretch in your calf muscles. Inhale again, drop your knees down. Exhale, go down to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest, shoulders open. Don't squeeze your shoulders to yours, drop your shoulders down, elbows in, lift your chest up. Exhale, go into downward facing dog. We'll repeat every movement 2 to 3 times so that we are warmed up nice. Exhale again, go down. Then second movement, we're going to go from here is you're going to take your both hands and hold your right ankle. See if that's comfortable for you. Now inhale, lift your chest up. Stay here and breathe. So the key is to move the heel away from your hips. Exhale, drop your leg down, palms on the floor, lift up in upward facing dog this time with the knees on the floor. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Take a break here. Feel how you are in your chest, in your upper back. If this is a challenging practice, go back to our first 2 videos on love. As you inhale, come forward, drop your knees. Exhale, go down to the floor. Inhale, you're going to lift your left heel up, hold it with both your arms. If this is not comfortable for you, use a towel or a belt. Take it around your legs and hold the belt with your arms. Lift your chest up. Feel the breath in your chest. It can be a little uncomfortable, back pain, slight pain in your lower back, but make sure it's not too much that you're actually hurting yourself. Exhale, you drop your legs. Inhale, push forward, come up in full upward dog with your knees off the mat. Exhale, pull back into downward facing dog. Let's go into the full bow posture, Dhanurasana. Exhale, drop your knees down, chest and chin down. You're going to lift your chest up, lift your shoulders up, and you're going to take your legs. First, take your right hand to your right ankle, left to your left ankle. The first sequence is pushing the heels up first, and then you lift your knees off the mat. Stay here for 5. 4. Deep breaths. It can be a little uncomfortable. Keep breathing. Your breath is the life force. Breathe through it. Breathe through the discomfort to get onto the other side. Exhale, drop your legs down. Press down, push into upward facing dog. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. You're going to repeat this one more time. Inhale. Exhale, drop your knees down, go down. Inhale, slowly bend your knees. And exhale, hold your ankles. Inhale, lift yourself off the mat. Stay here. 1, 2, 3. Feel the breath in your chest. 4. And exhale, drop your legs down, hands on the floor. Inhale, upward dog, full upward dog, open chest. Lift your head up, look back. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're going to rest in downward dog for 5 breaths. And slowly you're going to drop your knees, cross your legs and sit down. You're going to lie down on your back. Keep your feet, toes touching the floor. You're going to use a block, so make sure you have a block next to you. And you're going to slide down. Bring your legs slightly closer to your hips. And you're going to use your block under your tailbone. So lift your hips up. See if you can place the block this way so that you're resting your hips comfortably on the block and your hands touching the floor. Here's a posture to relax from the intense back bends we just did. Because it's an advanced sequence, we didn't go into the warm-up. You try and do your warm-up before. You can practice the first 2 sequences and then come to the third, or either of those. Now slowly you're gonna lift your hips up and see if you can place another block as well. Try and lift your hips up, place the other block on top of one and see if you're comfortable. So make sure that you position the block such that you don't have to lift your hips up. The hips are lifted up because of the help of the block and your chest is open and you feel the breath. Palms on the floor, chin to your chest. Now if you're comfortable, walk your legs closer. See if you can touch your heels. So this gives a nice relaxation to your spine. At the same time, open your chest passively and prepares us to the next asana, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Once you're comfortable here, try and see if you can lift your hips a little bit more up away from the block. Exhale, drop it back to the block. Inhale again, you lift it up. Exhale, drop it back. One last time, inhale. And stay here for 3, 2, and exhale, drop. Now from here, I want you to lift your right leg up to the sky. So bend your right knee first towards your face and point your toes to the sky. We stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop your right leg straight down and slowly drag your right leg back. Now inhale, first bend your knee, lift your knee up first and then point your toes. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and straight legs down and then bend your knees. So you can do this the opposite side. You're going to straighten your legs and lift up, bend your knees and then drop. Straighten your legs and lift up and bend your knees and then drop. The whole time we're keeping our chest open and then we're working on the lower back and your quadriceps and everything. So it's actually like you're resting in the space of love and challenging yourself more to attain whatever you want. Now from here we're going into a full Dhanurasana, Urdhva Dhanurasana posture. It's also called Chakrasana in other traditions. So you're going to remove the block gently and drop your hips down. See if this is already challenging for you. You stop here and hug your knees to your chest. If this is comfortable, you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. We have come to the final posture for the series. You're going to take your hands and place it on the outside of your left shoulder. So make sure you're not turning your fingers outside, fingers pointing in, and your wrist is fully placed on the floor. And I'm going to do it on the other side as well. And take a deep inhale. As you exhale, let go of all that worries you have. In the following inhalation, you're going to push the legs down to the floor, lift the hips up, and you're lifting your chest up. Exhale. Inhale, push your hips up, and you're going to go up towards the sky. Your chest is fully open. Now you're going to push your chest towards your armpit, head down and breathe here. Now as you exhale, take your chin to your chest and slowly drop your hips down and relax your hands. You're going to do this one more time just to feel how much we are actually pushing ourselves to beyond our comfort zone. If this is difficult for you, go back to the previous one without the block. So you will do this. Just lifting the hips up. Exhale, you'll drop it down. So now one more time, let's go into the posture. Make sure your wrist is not hurting while you're doing this. If your wrists are hurting, then you should rest and just do the previous posture. Now as you inhale, press your legs to the floor, press your palms to the floor, lift yourself up. Now from here, you try and lift your hips more up, chest more towards your arms. Exhale, chin to your chest and go down. Hug your knees to your chest. Keep your knees slightly open and you're going to roll and rock to the sides, releasing any tension in your lower back. It's a very relaxing posture. And again, this sequence is designed for a little bit of an advanced practitioners. So make sure that you have enough warm up. I always keep repeating the same thing. because that's very important to recognize the limitations in our body before we approach a practice. And we're going to roll forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and forward, sit up. Fantastic. You can finish off this practice with a Shavasana, and we have come to the end of this series exploring love emotion through asana sequence. If you look at this sequence, we did a lot of chest opening and back strengthening work to really let go of all that conditions we have for ourselves, and also to fall back on the strength we have in our life. I hope you enjoy the sequence. This is Joshna, and thanks for watching Yoga and You.